we will be making fun of him no matter what. I don't care if this dude goes 50-1. We're gonna find the one thing that's wrong with him. CK, you're ready for this one, right?
I am ready for some more Call of Duty action. I'm hopeful that we'll see more than 3 maps here in this one to close out the semifinals week in the CRL. But we're going to see what these two teams do. We got two solid teams here in the what is it, silver division, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't
Uh,
know. It's the bagger division.
well, all the divisions are baggers, so I think we've very well established that. But Atlanta Day sitting at 7-0 and Boston Burgers at 5-2 should be a very close matchup. So excited to see what happens with these two teams. Starting off here, Atlanta Days with some early P1 time. Boston able to go in and clean up a little bit of scrap time as well. But now we're focusing on that rotation over towards P2. Atlanta is going to have the back spawns for the moment, but the Burgers are going to be able to get into P2 first. And we know this P2 is a critical here on Hacienda.
Yeah, and I believe these two teams have played before. I believe we went map number 5. I think I heard that Atlanta Dazed out outed the Boston Burgers here in a map number 5. Feel free to yell it. Oh, reverse sweep. That's even worse. So the side of Boston Burgers here, even if you win the first two, you got that always in the back of your mind that you did face them and you were reverse swept once. But hopefully you don't make it a second time here trying to close it out. Boston Burgers, honestly, was pretty tied going into P1. P2 rotation is good here for the Burgers. Early kills are good as we got about 20 seconds left. We're going to start to see a rotation towards this P3, but the side of Boston Burgers, the Burger Baggers are in control here on this Hossie so far.
I think I prefer the Burger Boys. I know you're on this train of the bagging, but Burger Boys is just too darn catchy. But really solid P2 there from the side of the Burgers, and now they're going to be the first team over here towards P3 as well. But as always, tricky P3 with control of flat. Ultimately, we're looking for that rotation over towards the Rock and P4 Hill. But AX Phoenix, or it looks like actually Invictus since the kill feed's messed up, currently on a 6 spree, so doing a lot of work here for his team early here into this P3 as they're looking to make up some of this deficit and inch closer to that 50-point mark that the Burgers have already hit.
Sorry, I'm furiously typing in chat because I can't let people get away with this. Obviously, if you're new to this, map number 1's here in Hardpoint. Map number 4 is we're not going to have a mini map. If we mess up any rotation calls, that would be why. So just keep that ahead. Son of Atlanta Days had a pretty successful P3 there after having a pretty bad P2. So good for them, but they are losing rotation to P4 here, which is the money, really one of the money hills here on Hacienda. Rolling looks like he is on crack cocaine as towards this rock hill. I've been told that he was warmed up by someone here in chat, so he should be hot on the sticks tonight. So if he doesn't do well, make sure you let him know it's the person in chat's fault for that one. The side of Boston Burgers so far so good here on P4. I've seen a little bit of contest time from the side of Atlanta Days, but other than that, it's been everything Boston.
Boston off to a really good start here on the first rotation. We see pretty solid slaying coming through from the most of their squad, whereas on the side of Atlanta, we see Invictus popping off with most kills in the lobby currently. But Atlanta definitely isn't looking to allow Boston to have too big of a lead here as we're making our way into our second rotation of hills. So they're looking to secure the rest of this scrap time over towards P4 and looking to get set up over here for P1 and continue to keep those P2 spawns as you prefer that hill in terms of overall for the map. So solid start here from both these two squads. Boston currently up by 24 getting into the P1 as well here. Atlanta Days is going to be spawning out towards that garden side, and they're going to be looking to take a potential route here, it looks like, through the back of lobby, but BB is going to be aware and is going to pick that up and is going to get some shots into that last player, but is going to pull to Mr. Wolfie and stop shooting at that player before he's dead. So we're going to be looking at the rotation over here towards P2 now. Burgers getting a little bit of the time in P1, but then immediately Atlanta Days able to bounce back in and rolling on a nice wrap here, looking to pick off these players that are making their way over towards the P2 rotation already and secure these spawns for his team.
Yeah, you said it before I could about the pulling the Wolfie there with stop shooting on that player. Side of Boston Burgers looking like they have a successful rotation here to P2. We do have people taking a water route. This timing could be good here. The side of rolling, if he doesn't get too aggro there, he doesn't. He is going to fall through that water side. Wilker and Cam able to pick up the kills. Trademarks is back here in the back. You does see a player kind of spawn in front of him. Don't think he eventually spotted him. He's going to spot that player distance. Gets that kill with the Jackal. Takes some shots on this player towards the lion side as well, but eventually he's going to fall. His teammates are in through the front. They're able to win that first kill. The rest of the players are out towards the back. Rolling able to pick up 2, not able to pick up the third, but put some shots in. BB able to pick up that trade and eventually falls here, the side of Atlanta Dazed. Looking to make this an even game here as they got about 20 seconds left on P2. So far, so good for their side. Able to have a clean break there against the side of Boston. And starting to look on rotation. The side of Boston are looking to trap them in here for at least this last spawn towards the back here, but a couple Atlanta Dazed players have made it out. And right as I say that, side of Boston are able to clean them up. They're going to have a pretty successful rotation towards this P3 side, looking to get this game back in their lead as they're going to be down by about 18.
Yeah, and Atlanta Dazed has had a really nice start to the second rotation, being able to take the lead, make up a little bit of that ground that was there. The Burgers are going to be over here towards P3 first, but Atlanta Dazed is looking to fight through both the front of the hill as well as through the plat side. Rolling, the last player left up here close, is able to chow out to plat, able to get one player looking to get active as well. Might see this player over towards outer fences, does, and is able to pick off that kill as well. So doing some great work for his squad, trying to clean up these players around the hill so that they can continue to soak up some of this time. And the Burgers are doing just that right now, rolling through this P3 very methodically, looking to potentially make up some of the gap. But we know that the P4 is one of those big hills where you have to be able to rotate early, and then you have to be able to continue to hold that hill. So it looks like Atlanta Dazed are going to be on the rotation, but the Burgers are there as well. Gunfight goes in favor of Atlanta Dazed and Cam, so he's going to be the first player here, is now getting back up as well, and does unfortunately teammate his homie there. So unfortunate from the side of Atlanta Dazed, but they are here on the hill first. They're looking to make this happen without much contest, but Rolling is sliding into the hill, able to pick up 2 players as well. So Boston Burgers with the immediate break here on the P4.
Yeah, side of Atlanta Dazed is getting an early contest here. Trademark's able to pick up 2 towards that middle side and towards checkers as well. Eventually he's going to fall. BB and Zymes are there to pick up some trades on the side of Boston. Lead change here for the side of Boston here in this P4. P4 last time was pretty successful for him. The side of Atlanta Dazed got in a couple contests, but couldn't really do anything here. We're kind of looking to see a change here. The side of Zymes on that rock side, able to pick up 2 crucial kills. Trademark's looking to get that player off time, but is not able to clean it up. But he's got teammates that are rolling, kind of going off for the side of Boston Burgers here, looking to get a little bit aggro. He looks like he's warm and ready to go here in this map number 1. Side of Atlanta Dazed, we're seeing kind of about the same point differential from the first rotation on these points. So Atlanta Dazed and Boston Burgers both kind of doing some mid rotation changes here, but ended up being the same after rotation 1.
Yeah, Boston ending up kind of in the same position, like you said, 10-15 point lead after that second set of rotations. So doing a good job. We've seen both teams split the P2 and then P4 being pretty contested back and forth as well. So these money hills are definitely getting traded out by these 2 squads right now. And, you know, it's going to be curious to see if either one of these teams can kind of string things together. But the Burgers off to a great start here onto P1. Rolling, looking to get active over towards P2 already. Getting a couple kills there on the rotation. Potentially knows that there's one more player back here. Is going to chow out. Going to get some great shots in and going for the chow. Gets taken down to 31 HP. Is able to slip out with his life, though, with one more Atlanta Dazed player left back here blocking the back spawn. So Phoenix in a tough position here where he's going to have to win some big gunfights if he wants to keep the spawns. But the Burgers weren't necessarily looking for him right away. They are going to be able to get into the time, but that's going to allow the Atlanta Dazed to spawn behind and then potentially make a pinch here happen. And that is exactly what happens with, not sure if that's, I think the names are still wrong, so I'm not sure who it was that broke into the front of the hill, but Rolling is able to make his way through the garden side, able to get that player out of the back. So that's going to allow the Burgers to have kind of that same attempt as what the Atlanta Dazed had initially, and they are going to be able to break into P2 here. But there is going to be a little gunfight left here. Phoenix looking to chow into the hill is going to get taken out, though, so that's going to potentially secure this scrap time to the side of the Burgers, and we're going to be making our way over towards P3 now.
Yeah, Burger Boys here having a pretty successful P2 over the course of this game. Rotations of P3 have been pretty interesting between both teams, but the side of Atlanta Days, this is where you pretty much need to hold the majority of this P3, and it's not necessarily one that's easy to hold. You need the plat control, but the side of Boston Burgers are spawning on that side of the map, so it's going to be pretty difficult here for Atlanta. Uh, Boston could still win it here, so that's kind of what they're looking for. But if anything, they have this rotation to P4. They've had it unlocked the entire game. So if anything needs to change, it's from the side of Atlanta Dazed right here. And so far, we are not seeing that. The side of Boston Burgers have come to play map number 1 here on Hossie.
Yeah, the Burgers have been looking very dominant here so far. All their players kind of doing their own part in slaying, sharing pretty equally in time as well. So just some great teamwork, some great gunning coming down from the side of the Burgers, and they're still able to win here. So Atlanta Dazed is going to have to contest, and they're in that situation that you never want to be in where, yes, they get the scrap time now, but the Burgers are already over towards that P4, so they're gonna have to make the immediate rotation and have to hope they can get some of these kills early. There is some contest coming down from the front side of the hill. 2 kills going to the side of Atlanta Days. Cleanup is there. There is a 1v1 left close on time, but looks like we're both waiting for our teammates to get here. So Atlanta Days starting off good here so far onto the Rock P4, but it's not over quite yet. There's still a lot of burgers here to contest. Trades going back and forth. Cam able to get 2 from the side of Atlanta Days. BB still here, able to pick off 1, but is going to get taken out. So Atlanta Days hold for that first fight. And they'll be looking for the second wave of players coming through in just a second to continue to push this map number 1 to go farther.
Yeah, and the read and spawns pretty well here. We do have a player going to be taking a flank here. This could be kind of the dagger in the game, but they do read it. They're Cam able to pick up that player on the flank here. We're still winning these fights towards front. We got 10 left here in the point, so you're not going to win it here if you're a side of Atlanta, but you continue the game. Side of Boston Burgers, you cannot win it on this hill anymore, so we got to start looking towards a P1, and we've seen some crazy P1 holds from teams. The side of Boston Burgers are going to hop on it. We're going to see a contest coming down. First kill going to the side of Atlanta, but is going to see an immediate trade from the side of Boston. Nobody on point just yet. Here's Atlanta Dazed are looking to get it here on this P1, if not push it towards a P2. Boston Burgers pretty much need one break to hop in for 5 seconds. BB's going to start it off here towards the open side. Able to pick up 1. Shots onto the second. Trademark's able to get that kill on hill as we start to see the Boston Burgers coming together, getting these kills, and that is going to be it. For the side of Boston Burgers, just too little, too late for the side of Atlanta Dazed here in map number 1.
Yeah, I mean, they really put in a really solid effort on that final P4. I think the Burgers needed like 6 or 5 points, or maybe it was under 10 for sure points to win.
It's 5.
It was 5, yeah. And so they held the Burgers to that same 5 mark through that entire P4. So they had a stellar hold, and then they were making a lot of
Side of
success.
Atlanta Dazed. I think they pull it out here in a map number 2. If not, I mean, really no big worry for the side of Atlanta Dazed. You've reverse sweeped the bums once. You might as well just do it again here in playoffs. Just really show them who's boss. And Phoenix just absolutely rips not only 1, but 2 players off of the map here to start this. Boston Burgers with a difficult 2v4 retake here. Make that a 1v4 retake for BB here. Going to be last player alive as we see Santa, Mr. Rolling, die there towards the DVD side. And that's a perfect round from the side of Atlanta Dazed. Exactly how you want to start that.
Yeah, I mean, we see a lot of these rounds on Rewind early that end very quickly like this, where you get those early kills, that early aggression from Phoenix on the side of the Dazed. And then the map can kind of flip on its head where it starts to be much slower paced because one of these 2 teams hasn't been finding the right timing. So you see those 15-second rounds, and then you see longer lasting rounds later. But it's always great to start off with that first victory, especially over on the offensive side if you're on search and destroy. So Atlanta Days starts off great. Phoenix there with a nice 3 kills. He's looking to just play the main AR role. He's locking down the street here. He's looking for players to give up their positioning. And the Burgers taking a very interesting route here. 3 players over towards the Burger side. That's actually a chicken shop, but we'll keep calling it what it is. With the bomb as well. WLKRP. I don't know what that's trying to actually spell for a name. It is going to get some positioning, but Trademarks is going to sniff him out, be able to get the first blood to the side of the Burger. So good start here. Playing pretty passively here, though. Playing pretty slow, looking to potentially take some space. Zymes is able to find Phoenix as well, and last player gets cleaned up. So Burgers bounce right back with a nice round of their own, playing a little bit slower, a little bit more methodical, able to clean up those kills, take the early gunfights, get those wins, and play their man advantage from there.
Yeah, I think just doing something a little bit different than what teams expect there with that kind of burger stack. I think just throw things a little bit off there. Uh, right back to kind of where we were square. Atlanta Dazed here on the offense has a lot of success towards that B Street. I'm sure we'll be seeing Phoenix out there most of the time. But as I say that, Phoenix is going with his team here towards A, so we might see something a little bit different here in this round.
Yeah, potentially something different here. Cam is
I'm
looking to
just
get
kidding. It's the same
aggressive
thing.
as well.
Yeah,
It's the same thing
never mind.
again. Just instantaneous death and bloodshed comes through from the side. Apparently, being knocked out of the playoffs early like we were because we're a bunch of bums in the gold division, we
We
didn't
didn't even make the
realize
playoffs,
that.
bro.
Yeah. Oh, I guess that's technically the correct way to put that. We suck this year. But apparently, Rewind S&D is an offensive favored search and destroy map where you just run people down and they just die. I mean, who would have thunk? Who would have thunk it? So we're gonna see if the Burgers do the same thing right back, where they get another offensive round win.
I like this play on the side of Atlanta Days. Just absolutely
I don't
just
think it's gonna
slam
happen.
that side of Boston Burgers. We're getting over under calls for rolling at 11 and a half. 11 and a half elims for rolling here. I'm thinking rolling's going to die 11 times. I think that's what's going to happen. In less
You
than
think
11
it's going to
rounds,
round
it's going to be
11?
like the Sage.
Huh?
Zymes is shooting dead bodies. I think they're just tweaking. He's definitely not going to read this player here. The side of Walker is just going to be patient and just play that. I mean, this is an impossible 1v4. I've seen weirder things. We got a player here searching some dry cleaning inventory there towards the bottom underneath that shelf over there, is able to pick up that initial kill. But Atlanta Days, so far, so smooth here, 3-1. The offenses have been pretty good from their side. We've kind of seen a lot of success there from that side, just actually just running at the opponent and rolling them. It's kind of the first defense that we saw a lot of success. I know it is early in the game. We've only seen kind of 2 rounds apiece on both sides, but Atlanta Days so far making those adjustments. We're seeing Walker get aggro. He's on a 5 streak. Enjoy dying immediately this round because I said something. But I mean, the side of Atlanta Days are doing good so far. And I'm
Yeah,
not
Atlanta
biased
Days.
towards the Burger Boys. It's just fun.
It's just fun. Atlanta Days definitely pushing the pace and aggression here. Might have caught the Boston Burgers off guard, but they're looking to get aggressive with their own side as well. So rolling with the first blood, Cam able to follow up though, looking for the potential trade onto trademarks is not going to be able to get that. So able to get out with his life. They're going to be up here in lives 3v2 scenario for Walker and Invictus. Invictus is going to get taken down, and they know where Walker is at as well. He's looking to chase down this player, and he is going to get taken out. So the Burgers bounce back with a round of their own. So going back to 3-2 now here. That's a big round for them. You don't want to go down 4-1 here in a search and destroy, and potentially just trying to play the same pace as the Atlanta Days. Try not to get caught off guard, trying to keep the aggression up. Interesting to see how Rewind plays out. So offensive favored so far, but that was the first defensive round that I think we've seen won. I don't know anymore. My old dementia brain's dying out on me, but we're gonna see what the Atlanta Days do here to bounce back after that, or if the Burgers are gonna continue to push the pace and aggression here in Rewind.
Ooh, it's a rough play there from Walker, going with the fabled pull a knife out with me, bro, and run gens. Unfortunately, not able to work out for him there. Side of Boston Burgers, I believe this is the first time we've seen a first blood kind of in a while for this side. So see if the side of Atlanta Days can pick anything up. It's a free kill here. Bomb's gonna be down in la 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 la. If you don't get the reference, it's okay. Bomb down there. We're gonna see. It's gonna be back to even for the side of Atlanta Days. They know bomb's down. They have Cam here protecting it. They are gonna spot one player towards Jens. Just gonna shut that door. He was taught some manners as the other team just blasts it right open here. Unfortunately, gonna let all that AC get into that generation room.
Yeah, the generator room is a big part here of the map, and the kills continuing to go down towards the favor of the burgers. Phoenix last left here is going to see some crosses, is able to pick off one, is going to get out with his life as well. So he's looking to make the rotation, making the wrap here. He might get some good timing on this bomb planter, is able to pick up the bomb planter, and is able to get away as well. Potential 1v3 for the side of Phoenix. Trademarks is going for the bomb plant, but I think Phoenix is going to get here early enough, is going to get the kill, and is going to get the defuse as well. What a play by Phoenix. They're able to catch some great timing on those players crossing towards the RV, and just no one able to be close enough to get the trade immediately. So great round from the side of Atlanta Dazed there. Great plays from the boy Phoenix, trying to keep his boys in the lead in this map.
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, Phoenix, we saw kind of the first couple rounds, first blood demon there, able to clutch up that round for his team, able to win that 1v1 there from the side of Atlanta Dazed. I love the no names that we saw there for a second, but you know, it was Walker kind of at the start, 5-1. Now we're seeing Phoenix kind of pop off here, 7-2 on a 3 streak. Unfortunately, he's going to die first here this round because of the caster curse. I'm just kind of waiting for it here. Rolling's going to come around this corner and blah blah blah, blam blam, shoot dead. Yeah, I don't know. The side of Atlanta Days, bomb going down. Trademark's able to pick up that first kill. Walker is on the hunt for somebody here. Not able to find the player just yet. We're going to see him get on top of the trash can. Shots coming down here. This is dangerous. Walker able to pick up that kill the first time. Does not see this player towards mid street. Is able to get those shots down and absolutely slams Trademarks there. Is left in a 1v4 or 2. Unfortunately, Bob is being defused. So, side of Boston Burgers, they are at that 3-round mark, but as I predicted here, I think Atlanta Days take this other 2 because I obviously hate every Boston team known to man.
Burgers ever do to you, man? It was a good run. We had Burger Boys. We were having fun. Now they're all just baggers. Wolfie hates them all. I don't get it. I don't know what's going on
They're
anymore,
not all
man.
baggers. I think Trademark's just equally as bad.
Okay.
Someone clip it,
Okay.
send it to him, put it in Gen
S-
Chat, say I said it.
Put
He
it
can
in
pull our
Gen
record, the
chat.
CRL record against us.
Okay.
Just
We're
so you
just
know, he's
saying.
never won against us. That's all it is. It's like the Empo thing. Empo can beat every other team, but when it comes up to our team, he can't do anything. Best player I've ever seen in my life, unless it's me, and then he plays like my little brother with 2 left thumbsticks.
You have a little brother?
I
How am
don't
I
have a
learning
little
these
brother,
things
nor do I
about
have
you?
2 left thumbsticks. You hear things on the caster desk. You never know. Invictus here, left in a 1v3. You know, this is it here. I predicted the score for the side of Atlanta Dazed. Unfortunately, Rolling is cheating, pre-firing that player towards Laundry. Not exactly sure what's happening here, but Invictus got 30 seconds left to try to clutch this up. This is going to be pretty difficult for him here. 1 player towards that dumpster side, 1 player towards the Gen side, and then we have that player kind of playing on the opposite ice cream side. Is going to get spotted out. Eventually is going to fall. Tie game here, 4-4.
Yeah. 6-3 does not come through, and the Burgers are going to tie us up back here in map number 2. So, in a pretty good spot here so far. Have to be feeling pretty good being able to tie up this map, but we know that this has been very back and forth. So, all it takes is kind of some stringing from either one of these 2 teams, and 2 rounds in a row, you're going to win the map. So, it'll be curious to see how they adjust here so far, how they kind of adjust how they've been playing here so far in the rewind search and destroy. It looks like the bomb is going to be making its way towards the Jin side or towards the A site. Burgers are getting pretty aggressive over towards Elephant, looking to take some space. First kill does go down toward the side of Trademarks, but Invictus with the immediate follow-up. Roland knows that he's there, so he's looking for the kills, but he gets gunned out
Oh!
of his socks by Invictus. Follow-up by Trademarks is not going to come through as well. So now it's going to be Zymes left up here in a 1v3. Bomb is getting planted over in A once again. So going to be a tough position here. He might be able to find Walker. Is going to find him, able to get the first kill. So now in a 1v2, looking for some immediate chows. Nothing coming through. The Atlanta Days are playing very patient. They know the clock's on their side with the bomb planted. So Zymes has to be able to find some of this information and be able to make a play. Atlanta is playing pretty split. He is going to hear the door break, so he is going to know that there is a player over towards the Jin side. He's going to go for potentially the Ninja Diffuse. Shots come in, but Invictus is able to win that, if I'm not mistaken. So that's going to put Atlanta Days on map point. So just a great round from them, able to get those early kills, playing some good positioning. And I think, Invictus going pretty big that round, especially with that win over towards the RV side. Pretty huge for the boys on the side of the Atlanta Days.
Might be an ace.
Was it an ace? There is a
Might
streak of
be.
4.
He was on a streak. I don't know. Unfortunately, I was not paying attention to the broadcast, so I can't even tell replay wise. But Santa Boston Burgers trying something a little bit different here, out towards this this dumpster side towards that 18. Rolling able to pick up that kill. Actually, probably wasn't rolling. There is rolling on the kill. Phoenix going absolutely huge. Trademark's able to pick up Phoenix there. As the trade here, we do see a 2v2 with BB and Zymes. With Walker and Invictus. Invictus has been going off the last couple of rounds, kind of holding this for his team. He does have an RC in the back pocket. We might see this come out here. Walker looking to hit this flank here. It's all about the timing and absolutely shreds Zymes there. BB left in a 1v2. Atlanta both split here. This is going to be pretty hard for BB, especially with a sub.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for BB with the sub, but he does have the spacing to make some progress over towards this A side. He's doing a good job clearing out everything at the moment. Atlanta is choosing to potentially just play this clock and potentially make their play together once the bomb actually gets planted. BB is going to make his way over towards the B side,
You're
but he's going to
dead.
run right into the arms of Invictus with a good read and good positioning there. So able to
Connor.
win that round, and you were only off by 1 round, 6-3, 6-4. I think that's pretty respectable. So Atlanta Days
What can I
able.
say? I'm
Hmm?
pretty bad at predicting stuff.
You picked the winner right.
1, 2, 3, 4. I want to see some more. Welcome back to game number 3 in the second series of the night here between these two silver teams, Atlanta Days and Boston Burgers. This is Control on Hacienda. CK, how do you win in Control?
You capture points or you kill a bunch of people. I'm
I
pretty sure
like
that's
it.
how you win in
It's
Control.
exactly how you win. I love that. They seem to be doing a good job here of capturing the point. We're going to see this A tick or this A point go down pretty quick. I'm not sure if Burgers know how to play Control. Maybe in about 45 seconds or so, they'll hear your explanation and they'll learn
True.
how to defend this B point here. But the side of Atlanta Days immediately making a transition over to B. They're looking at players through walls towards that U side. They know where they're coming from, and we're seeing some good progress here. First tick is halfway done. We do see a contest come here. Players sitting default. We'll see if the side of Atlanta Days can take care of them. BB looking to defend the line for his team here is eventually going to fall as the side of Boston Burgers get a little bit of a pinch here, but unfortunately every player is going to fall. We see a stack here on the point. Shout out to Gyms, except it's only 2 players, so I don't know if it's shout out to another admin or something. I don't know at this point. But the side of Atlanta Days are looking pretty good here on offense.
Yeah, Atlanta Days starting off very well here on offense. Burgers are able to come through and clean up those fire players here on time. Rolling, looking to get active over towards the single window side, is able to find one and choose to get out with his life, potentially set up the spawn trap. Phoenix able to pick off a player, 2 players as well. So good plays out of the side of Phoenix there. Trademarks is still top window, but is going to get gunned by Invictus. That's going to allow 2 players to be here on point, being able to pick off 1 player. 2 players left here, close on the time. Shots going crazy over on this B capture point, but Walker is going to choose to back up here, play his life, eventually look for the rest of his squad to make a retake here. Cam looking to get aggressive in spawn, gets 1 player off spawn, is looking to make his way through back 10. Zymes is left close, is able to catch 1 player out, but is going to get taken out by Cam. So now, well, trade's just back and forth everywhere. Who knows who has the map positioning or the map presence right now. Trademarks looks like he's in the spawn of the Atlanta Days, so he could be a problem to deal with here as we're down to 1 minute left on the clock.
Yeah, Atlanta Days had a decent life advantage there that is going to dwindle down to just 1 so far. Phoenix looking here to get a killer towards top plat would have been big towards the round, but is unfortunately going to fall. Boston Burgers, some unfortunate timing there for Zymes. Not going to see that player, not going to see him get through under as well. BB going to fall towards that middle side of the map. It's all about Cam here. Is he able to pick up any kills? He is not. 9-8 so far, 30 seconds left. Boston Burgers are going to be 2 dead here. 1 player coming off spawn. Phoenix not able to get that kill towards 10. So the side of Atlanta Dazed, they need to get on this time to stop, or get on this point to stop the clock and pick up the 7 kills here to win or cap the points. Walker able to get through Plat. Teammate able to put some shots on that player towards Plat, get him away, but the side of Atlanta Dazed are losing control quickly in this one. We have 10 seconds left until this round ends, and no players are going to be that close.
Yeah, no players super close. It's going to be left to Phoenix here to make a play. Is going to get spotted out, is going to get taken out. So the Boston Burgers are able to kind of readjust after that early A capture and make a stellar hold over towards the B point. The B point arguably is the easier point to capture of these two, but the Days never able to get full map presence over on that garden side are going to get taken out. So big plays out of the boys on the Burgers, able to clutch up there. If you're the side of Atlanta Days, you still secure 4 ticks. So not a bad position for your first offensive round. But with how fast it started off there with those 3 ticks coming through immediately on A, you have to kind of be thinking about the potential for that round to go to your favor as the offensive side, which is always key on the control game mode. But they're looking to hold the Burgers here to 3 ticks or less on the defensive side now. And it looks like the Burgers are going to be making their way through the top side of the map or through the rock side. It looks like number 8 rolling is already on the deep flank, so maybe a player to watch out for is able to get one. Going to make his way over towards the B point, looking to potentially secure a little bit of progress over here or potentially get lost so that Atlantis cannot find him.
Yeah, lives are even so far. Players are on point stopping that clock here at about a minute left. The side of Atlanta Dazed are looking to pick up kills, but we're still continuing to see that checkerboard pattern in that kill feed here. A is currently being touched by the side of Atlanta Dazed. They're going to dilute most of that progress towards that A site. But the side of Boston Burgers are looking to get some kills as they get towards Spiral here. Able to pick up 2, get some transition out towards this window side. Zyme's looking for something to work here. Unfortunately, he's going to get picked up by Cam. Side of Atlanta Dazed are definitely holding towards this B side a little bit stronger. We do see a route taken through rocks here by 2 players on the side of Boston. They're able to get through. I believe someone's going to be stepping onto A here in a second. As I say that, Trademarks is going to die right by that point, and we see number 7 there in Symes fall towards that open side as well. B is looking like the only open opportunity here for the side of Boston Burgers, and they only have 10 seconds to make it work.
Yeah, less than 10 seconds left here on the clock. A couple kills go down. That's going to allow the Burgers to hop onto the B point. Walker is left here close, is going to be looking for the Chow, is going to be able to find Trademarks. Immediate trade coming through potentially, but is able to win that gunfight as well. And it looks like no Burgers are going to be able to touch A time. So Atlanta Dazed with a big defensive round there, able to hold the Burgers to 0 ticks. So much better performance from their side on the defensive side of the map, making their progress towards that round number 5 defense, which can always be key. But on Hacienda, you never know what's going to happen. So Atlanta Dazed, great start here in the first 2 rounds of control on this Hacienda map number 3. They're going to be moving back over to the offensive side now. And they're looking to have the same success over towards the A side, but have more success over towards the B capture point now. So we're going to see potentially if they make a different play, making their way over towards B first, or if they choose to hit A, we can get it, see if they can capture that point immediately.
And I mean, Atlanta had such a good A capture. I mean, pretty much immediately getting that point capped, but no real rotation over towards B. Had some success kind of early on winning some transition gunfights, and then just lost everything. I mean, Atlanta, honestly, from the start they had last offensive round, should be up 2-0, but unfortunately just kind of cracked under the pressure there. Looking to attack B for this time first, able to pick up 3 of the 4 kills. Last player's alive towards stairs. He is going to fall. It's going to be the second tick coming through. We need to start seeing some people put some pressure towards A here, as the B site is going to be capped by the side of Atlanta Dazed. We see a player immediately on A there in Cam. Not going to see this player towards open, but is going to get away. Picks up this player towards side window. Is going to hop back on time here to help out his teammate here in the side of Boston Burgers. Are going to get on before that tick gets captured, so they are going to work on clearing this out and making the side of Atlanta Dazed kind of reset.
Yeah, Atlanta Dazed is going to have a little bit of a reset here. Walker, the only player left up close towards the 10 side of the map. Phoenix is looking to get into time, but is not going to spot out that player laying down there. Is going to get the trades through, though, for the squad, but still presence throughout the middle of the map. And this is what gets tricky in control. You have to be able to get that full 3 or 4 down scenario if you want to take a lot of map presence. And on Hacienda, with like rolling here, it's very easy to get lost on the map. Unfortunately, is going to have some preemptive fire coming through there, but it is going to allow the Atlanta Days to hop on this point first, take a progress through on the A point, shots down into rolling down into secret, but is not going to get taken out. Phoenix with a nice 2-3 as well. Rolling comes through for the kill, but is going to get traded out immediately. So Trademarks, last player left here close, does get the kill, but is going to allow Atlanta Days to secure that second take of progress. And we see Walker setting up in the spawn of the burgers, winning all these gunfights. That is going to allow the A tick to come through. So Atlanta Days with a much better offensive round there, going for that B capture point first, able to secure it off the first couple waves of kills, and then able to make their transition over to the A point as they're winning those gunfights. So just some big plays coming out from the side of Atlanta Dazed, looking to win this map number 3 here as they're on map point up 2-1.
The body's going flying. I love it. I'm trying to debate what to say here because I think Phoenix heard people talking about rolling in the chat being just the best player. And I mean, there's just no better way to say it. I think Phoenix, every time we see them on this camera, is just shitting on people. Not even close. Finding every corner for people, shooting people in the back, slamming people in the front. It doesn't matter. Phoenix has really been doing it for their team. Uh, Scoreboard may not look that impressive for that, but it's really about the key crucial kills, and it's typically not something that you see from a stats perspective. It's just kind of a game influence perspective. Side of Boston Burgers, 1 tick on A already. Heavy emphasis towards stacking here. They are going to lose the first 2 players. Trade is going to come down on rolling there. 1 player left towards that fence side. They are going to get eventually picked up here from the side of BB. Trademark's able to take some of this plat control, a little bit of the flank here, able to pick up 1, shots into the second, rolling able to pick up a trade on Walker, as we just see kind of a trade battle back and forth here towards B with the point about halfway gone with a tick and a half. BB going to die towards the outer side. Walker able to walk away with his life and continue this B presence.
Yeah, Walker doing a really good job on the squad cam, looking for some shots into these players. Onto B is going to get taken out, but Walker able to finish off some of these on a 5 spree right now. Is looking for some more, is able to clean out that last player onto B, looking to continue the activities, is able to find another, and is looking for more, but Trademarks is going to finally get the trade as he was on a 7 spree there, if I'm not mistaken. So going huge for the boys here so far in this round number 4. The Burgers are going to be able to touch the B point. Zymes is able to win a big 1v1 on outer fences, but Walker is looking to get aggressive once again. Finds the first kill, going to get traded out immediately. Trademarks, the last player left here close, is going to have to win a couple of big gunfights, but is not going to get either of them. So now we're back to kind of the reset again, where Atlanta Dazed have a little bit more of the control. Contest still coming through. 1 more player left close towards the garden side, and the Burgers are continuing to funnel through here through well. Kills still going to the side of Atlanta Dazed, though, with 20-ish seconds left on the clock. It's going to be a difficult position here if you're the Burgers, if you want to push this map to a round number 5.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just when every kill feels like you have to do that to get it, it's going to be a tough one. 12 seconds left in the end of the round. BB looking to take a route here just to get towards B. Walker's going to read that perfectly there from that side. Boston Burgers have 4 left to go. Atlanta Dazed, outside of a miracle happening, have just walked into a map number 3 and said, welcome to our series, Boston Burgers. This is us. They practically just won 4-0 in that control because they threw away freaking round number 1. But holy, that just wasn't even close.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty dominant showing from the side of Atlanta Dazed, and I think after that search and destroy win, they've got the heat underneath of them. Their guns got hot at the end of the hard point, and they're looking to continue to
It's
push
getting
that.
a little hot. We've seen kind of an extended break here between map 3 and map 4, so we'll see if that continues. Boston starting on the kind of the bad side here, looking to take kitchen control, starting this off good with a 3 kills on the side. Cam kind of last alive here towards this tub side, able to pick up the first kill, able to get on time, but is unfortunately going to get picked up by Rolling here as he's looking like he is starting off this map shooting here on P1.
Yeah, shoot, starting off hot here on P1. Able to secure a little bit of progress over here towards the P1 side, but ultimately, as Skyline always is, it's all about that P2 rotation, and we're seeing a little bit of, presence come through from the side of Burgers, able to set up pretty well here on the piano side, looking to prevent these Atlanta Dazed players from being able to rotate through and around, and so you have a solid start where you're able to secure a little bit of time on P1, but you still have those preferred spawns from P2. So they're looking to set up here on P2. Shots coming down onto P1, but Walker is able to win that. Cam is the Atlanta Dazed player that's close. Looks like he is going to get taken out. Invictus is there for the follow-up, but doesn't get the trade. So trademarks goes huge with those 2 kills. Phoenix is going to be the last player that's left close, looking to potentially make a play through the back. Is going to get spotted. Not able to get any shots off, though. So the Burgers off to a good start here on the P2, able to fight off the first wave with Cam as the last player that's close. That's, I guess there's 2 players there. Potential gunfights coming down, but they're going to have to find their avenue to break through this P2 fortress that the Burgers have set up, and they might have just found it there.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that kind of last player alive towards that white flat side. BB pulling a little bit of the Wolfie there, shooting and then not getting that kill. Trademarks with a great 2-piece. Unfortunately, is not going to be enough to control the rest of this time. Lead change going to the side of Atlanta Dazed here, but Boston Burgers are here for the rotation on kitchen side. We do see a route being taken by number 5 here in Cam. He had an AR out P1, so I'm curious to see if he still has an AR out here, and he's actually going to be towards that bedroom side now in that P1. So is going to pick up some of those players. They are still going to spawn towards that stone side, so we haven't seen the spawns flip just yet. Big fight going down here towards stone, and Cam is able to win that there in the back. Spawns are secured for the side of Atlanta for P4. They are continuing to tick time here on P1 or P3, excuse me, as the rest of the Boston Burgers are looking to take routes. And Atlanta Dazed are reading this, just getting free time and looking to soak up the rest of this. Spawns are not going to be guaranteed for the side of Atlanta Dazed, so you need to have one fresh rotation here as they do spawn up patio side. As I'm saying that, Boston Burgers not winning the gunfights on hill. Walker able to pick up a great 2-piece, continuing that about 20-point lead that they have heading into this P4 within about 10 seconds.
Yeah, these last 10 seconds are kind of big for the Burgers, but it looks like they're playing for this rotation a little bit heavier. There is 1 player left. Closet is going to get taken out. 1 more player bedroom is going to get taken out as well. So Walker able to find nice 2 kills there to set his up team early in this P4. And now the Burgers are going to have to try to fight through the front side, potentially take some routes through Platte to potentially find the avenue to break into this hill. Rolling is able to be the point of entry, is able to get 1. Not sure where this last player is. Some shaky shots and some crazy slides coming through, but Cam is able to win that. Is going to get taken out, though. That's going to allow the Burgers to spawn towards the back, but immediately flipping again to the side of the Atlanta Dazed. So a good start here to the P4. Atlanta Dazed winning a lot of the gunfights that are pretty key here, able to secure the back spawns, able to eat up a big chunk of time here on the P4, and they're looking to keep their advantage pressing into the second rotation of hills.
Yeah, I mean, Atlanta Dazed starting off kind of where they ended that map number 3 and just handing it to the side of Boston. Not able to let some of the players have big pop-off moments. We see Rolling kind of been called as the player who needs to get Boston going, and he's 7-9. Started off like 3-0, I believe, so it's been a rough patch for him towards this rotation. Zymes able to take control of the P1, so the side of Boston have that P2 rotation. Somehow we have the mini map. Not sure exactly how that one's working here in map number 4. Beside of Boston Burgers are looking to make it work here on this P2. We do see an eventual, a little bit of a flip here. We have some important gunfights. Cam able to win the first one, not able to win the second. Trade coming through. Side of Boston Burgers are going to maintain spawns here about halfway through P1.
Yeah, Burgers are able to get into this P1 time, and they have those P2 spawns again, but they need to have a much better rotation here of the early break that the Atlanta Dazed were able to come through. Last time on P2, the little bit of scrap time looks like it's going to go to the side of the Atlanta Dazed, which is not bad in their position, but they're going to have to find that same avenue to break into this P2 again, just like they did last time. Zymes is set up over towards this white flat side, knows that there's some players around, but not getting any immediate sights onto anybody. Cam is looking to make a play through the zipline side. Here's that trophy system, so knows there's a player potentially close, is staring at him through the wall. I don't know why Call has X-ray vision players. We need to get rid of them, but potentially making the play now. Gonna get the
Can
shots
he
in, but
see his
gonna
name or
get
something there?
gunned. Maybe you
What
can
is
see the name
happening?
there.
Is he
I don't
hacking?
know.
We have full
Yeah.
hacker here on stream? He's definitely got to be cheating, right? 100%. 100% cheater. Like how he's sitting in that corner, like he knows he's coming. He's still sitting in the corner. He's pushing out. Like there's no way he's reading spawns here in silver. That just doesn't exist. He's got to be for sure hacking. Atlanta Dazed at the 160 mark. Boston Burgers looking to set up towards new. Able to win 3 gunfights here, so it's just going to be Walker last alive towards this mid map, taking a gunfight towards middle. Trade is not coming through for the side of Boston, but Walker looking to make a presence through mid here, is able to spot a couple players towards that fire side. Teammates are here for the trades. Phoenix able to pick up 2. Zyme's able to pick up 2 of their own, and Walker able to clean up the last player. Atlanta Dazed continuing their lead here about 70, and Walker playing a great spot here.
Yeah, playing a good spot, does get sighted, but does get the trades through from his teammates on the side of Atlanta. The Burgers are going to spawn in the back towards P4 now, though. So Atlanta is going to get closer to the 200 mark as they're starting to eat up some of this time here. But the Burgers are surrounding, they're flying in, but the trades come through. Cam able to clean up those last 2 players with a nice 2-piece. Zymes is going to have to back up here as 13 HP. Is going to get taken out by a Walker. Walker may be the player to make some plays here, but is going to get taken out via that stun grenade and the team shots coming through from the Burgers. So this is the Burgers' potential here, but Phoenix has something to say about it with 2 kills already. Is going to be able to jump into the time early for the Atlanta Dazed, and now Trademarks is going to be the last player left here close for the Burgers, able to potentially make a play. Going to play a little bit slower, waiting some timing here, waiting for his teammates to potentially get in a position to assist. Is going to start the entry, able to get 1. Trades coming back and forth. It ends up going to the favor of the Burgers. So a great break here initially into the P4. And now they have to continue the hold if they're going to want to continue to push us farther in this map number 4.
Yeah, I mean, they've had a pretty successful P1. It's been fairly mixy here. The P2's been fairly mixy as well. The side of Atlanta Dazed have a pretty considerable lead here. They could give up pretty much all of this time and be completely fine. They are going to spot that player towards that Bath side. Able to pick that up. Going to take the last 10 seconds of scrap here. Put themselves up towards that 227 or so mark here, which is just going to inch closer towards that victory. And it's going to be continually putting pressure here on the side of Boston to get a successful P1 and a P2 just to bring themselves back into the game.
Yeah, this P1 and P2 rotation can be very big from the side of Boston. You know, they've got this early time set up here. They can't allow Atlanta to touch too much of this P1 time, so they're going to have to kind of play around it. They're going to have to try to play these trades effectively, keep the Burgers away from the time as much as they can. But Atlanta doing a great job here to continue to get some of the time, but the Burgers are going to come out on top here after that first wave, but the spawns are going to flip for P2. Trademarks currently on a 3 spree and soaking up a little bit of this time, is looking for more activity, is able to find another one, sees another player kitchen, but is going to get taken out. Kills coming in from Cam on the bridge side and is able to gun a player that is in P1. So that's going to allow them to secure the rest of the scrap time. And it's all about this P2 rotation now. Atlanta Dazed are going to be set up first, and Boston are going to have an early break if they want to continue pushing this map farther.
Yeah, and it's not looking good so far. We got 8 seconds towards the win here. Trademark's going to be the furthest player up here. Nade coming down. He's got to hop into point. He's got 2 seconds left. Is going to lose the gunfight on the side of Atlanta Dazed. Last contest coming through. Gunfights are going to win, and that's going to be Atlanta Dazed taking 2, 3, 4 to secure the series win here in CRL semifinals in silver pre-made north ?
Yeah, I mean, Atlanta Dazed, the first map, you know, they kind of started off slow, but as soon as they caught fire, I mean, they caught fire and they ran with it.